Okay, welcome back. So today is a review slash first impression, and it is on the Natasha Denona Bronze collection. Now I've got the eyeshadow palette here and the cheek palette, so let's just jump straight into it, shall we? The bronze palette, I was about to say cheek palette, but it's not the cheek palette. So the bronze palette is $111, and that's Australian dollars. And then the cheek palette is $93. So quite expensive, quite up there, but it is Natasha Denona, so there's that. What I thought I might do is open it up first. Oh my god. So the uni carton is really nice. It's bronzy metallic, but whatever, we don't really care about that. This is how the palette looks. Very chic, very nice. And when you open it up, here is how the palette looks. Do I probably have these in a different palette? Yeah, probably. Am I still obsessed with it? Yes. So, what I think I might do is I might swatch these and we can take it from there. So I might just go from like the top row across. So first off we have True Copper, which is a shimmer, and it already feels very buttery. Ooh. That's really nice. Then we have a matte, which is very buttery. It is called Suntan, and oh, quite pigmented, very soft. And then next is another matte, and this is Sundown. This has got more of like an orangey feel to it, and that's a swatch there. Next is Deep Dive. Now Deep Dive is one of the, well, not one of, it is the darker shade in the palette. It looks to be a little bit shimmery, I guess you could say, but I mean, let's go in. Very buttery, very dark. So let's have a look here. I mean, it could just be my really bad swatches, but it does look a little bit patchy. Be interested to see that on the eye. Next is a dark shimmer, and this one's called Rhodium. Now this has like a purple shimmer to it, seems like. Oh, okay. So it has a dark brown base and like a lilac-y, grey toned shimmer kind of thing. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see if I can swatch this better. It's not that fabulous. I thought that was going to blow me away more than what it did, to be honest. Let me wipe this off. Okay, interesting so far just by the swatches. Okay, so we're going to go into the middle row now. I'm going to go from that shade to that shade. So the first one is a mid-tone matte brown, and that is called Magma, I think. So let's see. Oh, see, that's really getting a bit patchy as I blend that out. But again, swatches don't really mean much. Okay, next is a coppery browny shimmer, and it is called High Degree. Let's swatch that here. Oh, that's quite nice. Next is Alloy, which is like a yellow gold. It's a shimmer. That's how it looks on the finger. Let me just swatch it here. Oh wow, that really does pack a punch, doesn't it? That's quite pretty. Next is Ridge, and it is like a mustard colour. And I'll put that here. Here's a matte. I don't know if I said that. That's quite nice. Next is True Bronze, which Does look like a true bronze. I'm gonna swatch that here. That kind of like seems similar on camera, these two here. Thing is, it's not as shimmery as I would have expected. You know, I would have expected it to be more shimmery, like it looks like in the pan. Okay, last row, we've got a shimmer. It is called Gloaming, and it looks to be like a burnt brown shimmer. Like it's kind of got like that undertone here, like the matte underneath, but it's a shimmery version. So let's swatch that here. Okay. Next is Palladium, I don't know. Some P word, and this looks like a cool tone bronze, if there's ever such a shade. Pretty. Okay, next is Bliss. Now this looks like to have a red undertone with some gold shimmer. Oh, sorry, pink. Pink undertone. Not red, looks red in the pan. Okay. Interesting. Next is Silk. I'm gonna swatch that right here. And Lucky Last shade. Oh, look at that on my finger. Damn. Next and last shade is Beach, and this honestly looks like sand. Like the color sand, I mean. The color of sand. Boom. Okay. Pretty. Judging by the swatches so far, pretty, but a bit, I want to say, kind of like underwhelming, you know? Honestly, you can't really judge just by swatches. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do my base makeup and prime my eyes, get that ready, and then we can go straight into the palette, the eye palette, and then later on we can try out the bronze cheek palette. So I'll put my foundation on, my concealer, my primer, etc, etc, etc. We'll do a look and then we can take it from there. Okay, so I've got my base on, I've primed my eyelids, I've done my brow. Let's just go straight into it, shall we? Let me zoom you guys in nice and close. There's so many ways I could go about doing this. I could do your stock standard smoky eye, or I could do a halo eye, which I haven't done in a while, but I think I'm just going to go for a smoky eye because why the hell not? So what I think I might do first is I might take Beach, which was the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to put that on my crease. I'm just going to make sure I smooth out any creasing. Now I've only primed my eyelids with some concealer, the e.l.f. 16 Hour Wear Cameo Concealer. I've spoken about this before. I don't really like to use my P. Louise base when I'm using neutrals. I don't know why. I just don't feel like, well actually I do know why, because I'm going to explain to you right now. I just don't feel like it gives me the same blendability as it does coloured eyeshadows. Okay, so I'm just using a fluffy brush. It's quite light. I mean, it's definitely there, but I am having to go in. There is some kickback in the pan. Oh, there we go. Definitely buildable and very blendable as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just going to intensify it a little bit here. Now, considering I didn't knock off any excess, there's been no fallout, which is great. So I'm really just applying that quite high up. Just stock standard like brown eyeshadow. I've also run that down my lower lash line. Next, what I might do is I might go in with Suntan, which is that like mid-tone brown shade right there, just so I can begin to deepen up the crease. So I'm just going to swap over to a semi-smaller brush, and I'm going to see it does have some kickback, the matte shade in this palette. But anyways, I'm going to dig into that and go straight in. It's definitely a lot softer. I didn't tap off any of the excess just then. I feel like, see right here, where I first originally placed it, how there's that mark, that isn't what I had hoped for. Let me try and fix that, because there's definitely a nice definition there of where I placed that shadow. That's sort of helping. Just gonna keep blending and see where it takes me. You can definitely still see that right there. I'm gonna go in with the first shade that we used, Beach. And I'm just going to use that to try and kind of like soften that out. I mean, it's turning into a really beautiful bronzy shade, bronzy, smoky, blowout kind of thing, but I'm not liking how you can see where I've placed it right here. Let me run that underneath my eyes. I mean, it's pretty, but I feel like it's patchy in certain spots. Alright, let me just do the other eye quickly. Okay, so I've got that on. Still feel like it's patchy on some parts, but it's not terrible. Okay, before I go into deep dive, I actually want to go in with this shade right here. Just so it's like a level up from the darkness. I want to really build that up. So let's concentrate that on the outer portion here. I'm not tapping off any excess, just patting that on. Okay, it is a beautiful shade on top of those other two eyeshadows that we put down. Just gonna place it on first before I start blending it out. Bring that underneath as well, just on the very, very outer corner of my eye. Okay, so that's what we've got. I'm gonna get a clean blending brush, and I want to put a little bit of suntan on that clean blending brush. I'm going to actually tap off any excess, so I've only got like a little bit. And let's blend out this edge and see what happens. It's proving a little bit difficult to blend, but like you can still see that harshness there. Oh, but I'm loving that from afar. It's really giving me that very sexy, smoky outer corner kind of eye. Let me just go in a little bit more with suntan. Oof, that's nice. Okay, let me see if I can build it up some more with that magma shade. Definitely turns into like a dark brown, even though it's got like a reddy tinge to it. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. I feel like it's already lifting up my eye there, having the darkness on the outer corner. Doesn't look as patchy anymore either. I am starting to dig it. Alright, so we're looking a little bit something like this. This is where I'm gonna go into deep dive. Now, I still can't figure out if this is more of a shimmer or a matte. I'm gonna say a satin shade, because it's a nice in between. And I'm really, again, I'm building the darkness up here in the outer corner. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna more wiggle this out here. There's a few specks of fallout. Not too much with this shade. I'm gonna really try and wing that and lift that up here as well. Okay, let me see if I want to bring back some of the magma shade here on the outer portion of my lid. Like as I blend these colors out, they fade in their intensity, which I mean is a good thing at times. Alright, so that's what we're looking like so far. Now I can keep it in the warm kind of ready area of the palette here, but I really want to try this on the eye, this shade right here. Maybe I can put, maybe what I'll do is I'll go in with high degree on the lid, and then I will apply some of True Bronze on top and see how we go, like kind of mix the shades together. I'll grab a flat brush. I'm not going to wet it. I don't want to wet it. I want to see how the shadows perform dry. Quite flaky. So that's it there on the brush. Let's apply. I'm going to do like a soft cut crease. I'm definitely not cutting the crease by any means, but I am taking the shadow up to the crease. Now there is quite a bit of fallout with this shade. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we can clean that up later, that's fine. Okay, let me see how it goes on top with my finger. They are very buttery. That's nice. Let me apply it with my finger first on this side and we'll have a look. See if there's any difference. No, it's quite the same. Doesn't intensify it or anything like that. Now I feel like this side is a lot more intense than this side. Let me see if it was because I used my finger on top. Might be hallucinating, but I mean, yeah, maybe. That's how that's looking. So we'll go in with True Bronze now. I'll flip the brush over. Actually, you know what? I might get a small, dense, flat brush. So something like this. And put that on the center. Okay. It's very flaky. I mean, it's there, definitely there, but it's not giving me the power or the oomph that I thought it would. I'm just gonna use my finger. Yeah, see, that's a lot better, a lot more pigmented. Those two shades are quite nice laid up together. I want to try Silk on top of that. Oh, look at that. It does give your eyes definitely like a texture to them. Gives off that texture. A lot of fallout with those shimmer shades. Not completely sold on the look, to be fair. Okay, you know what I might do? Okay, let me grab my brush again. And I'm gonna mix Suntan and Magma. I'm gonna mix them two together. And just so I can, you know, create a nice gradient between the matte and the shimmer here. I'm gonna get a smaller pointy brush. I might use this brush from BH. It's the number 2 brush. Mix those two shades on the very tip. Just to hug up here. I don't know, man. Am I gonna say that this is worth $111? Another shade that I'm interested to use is Bliss. This shade right here. I think, look, well, no, I'm not going to wet the brush because then that's not fair on the other shimmer shade. So I'm just going to use the same flat dense brush that we used. I'm going to pop this in the inner corner. Okay, I mean that is a really pretty colour. It's got like a reflex of gold, green. Look, I've definitely seen this colour around though in other palettes, but it is pretty. I think I'm going to put a little bit of Silk on the very center of that. Do love that Silk shade. That Silk shade is gorgeous. Now, I never really highlight my brow bone, to be fair, but for the heck of it, let's use Alloy, which is that middle, very center shade there. Let's use a little bit of it, just because I just want to see. And we'll place that on the... Well, we did it on one side, gotta do it on the other. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think I like highlighting my brow bone anymore. Alright, let me clean up the rest of my face. Throw on some lashes and mascara. Use the cheek palette, and then we can go ahead and talk about the final thoughts and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how we're looking with the lashes on. I'm vibing with it. I've just cut some lashes in half and just plopped them on the outer corner there. I've also put some bronzer on because I realised this doesn't really have a bronze per se. It's more of a glowy palette kind of thing. So this is what it looks like on the inside. You've got the cream, the two creams in here and the two powders down here. So I'll start with swatching the two creams. I like that it's got the open close thing. So this is called Bounce Cream Glow. Well, they're both called that. One's a lighter cream and the other one is a slightly more tan. That's how they look on my finger. Oh, they look really pretty. Let's just rub them on the back of my hand. One is definitely more bronzier than the other. Then we will swatch the Super Glow Bronze and the Super Glow Nude. Ah, sorry. So that's the glow and that's the blush. Pardon me. Now, this is the bronze, Super Glow Bronze, and that's a Super Glow Nude. Sorry, my mistake. These two are powders. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. So that's the nude, and this one here is the bronze. Okay, so what I'll do is, since that is a blush, that's a highlight, I'll put them first, and I'm just going to use my fingers. Just going to apply it. Okay. Don't feel like it's really coming off my finger. I'm going to use a brush. This is the contour brush by Real Techniques. I'm just going to work the product into the bristles. So it comes off a bit orange on the brush. And I'm just going to pat that right up here on the highest point of my cheek. It does begin to give like a slight glow. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. I've never tried her face palettes before, and I have wanted to. Blending fine on top of that powder bronzer that I put on. I'm going to use my finger for the cream glow. I'm going to apply that on the highest point of my cheek. It's got like a pinky tinge to it. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. It is pretty. Definitely not blinding. The Super Glow Bronze, I mean, I think this would look beautiful on deep skin tones. It would look phenomenal. On my skin tone though, you know what? I'm just going to use my big fluffy brush that I use my bronzer with. I'm literally just going to go like that. I'm just going to try it. Oof. Do we see that? Oof, that is shiny. I think this would look nice on the eyes too. Now let's try the Super Glow Nude. I'm just going to use a small brush. Oh, that is glowy. Oh my goodness gracious me. And I don't have that, you know, like that shadow there. Oof. I feel like I'm a bronzed goddess. Look at how glowy that is. And literally I've only used a little bit. Wow. You know what? I'm going to mix those two powders together. I'm going to put it on the apple of my cheek. Yep, that's better. I feel like that is a bit more better for my skin tone. So I'm still trying to make it work. Kind of bronzy. I think if I had a tan on, it would look heaps better. That's why I think this would actually look phenomenal. Like literally freaking amazing on dark skin tones. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I don't have dark skin tone clearly, but the way I imagine this palette on dark skin tones, ooh, looks so good. Okay, so that's the finished look. I've just lined my lips with the Colourpop and Shayla Lippy Pencil in BFF4, and then I've just gone over with the original Fenty Gloss Bomb. I say original because it's the first one that she came out with. Oh, Fenty Glow. So my thoughts. I have one of Natasha Denona's palettes, eyeshadow palettes. It's this one here, the Sunrise palette. That's how it looks on the inside. Now, she makes some beautiful palettes. She really does. I'm not going to deny that. You know, you look at this bronze palette and you just think like, wow, what a perfect everyday kind of, you know, palette. But I think I like the eyes, right? I like the eyes that I've done with the lashes, mascara, everything done, I think it looks great. It does remind me of a bronze goddess, you know, bronze glow. Yep, totally get that. Would I pay $111 to repurchase it? Because I've already spent the $111, let's be real. Because I've got it. But would I? No. I think these shadows are quite easily duped out. They are neutrals. They are neutral shimmers. You know, your bronze, your gold, your copper. I'm going to have a look at what palette it is, but I'm sure this shade here, Bliss, it's in a palette. I think it's one of the NARS palettes, to be honest with you. I think like one of the NARS Orgasm palettes. No, liar, I know which one. Let me tell you, it's not an exact dupe, it is a similar dupe. So you've got this one here from the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, this palette right here. And then these two shades here are from the Juvia's Place The Magic palette. So, sorry, this shade and this shade, right? So you've got those two shades. And this is the shade from Natasha Denona. I understand it's not an exact dupe. The others are quite a bit more pinkier in undertone, but it's dupeable. You know what I mean? Like if it's on the eye, it's not gonna be a big enough difference to the Natasha Denona. So you know what I mean? Like they are easily dupeable. It's a beautiful palette. The shadows are buttery, smooth. The shimmers are buttery. Yes, a bit flaky. So you will get fallout when you're doing your eyes. I love it. It's aesthetically pleasing. I definitely think it would be something that I would reach for because it is, you know, sort of your everyday palette. Just depends really if you want to be bougie as hell and spend $111 on it. So I like it. I think it's pretty. I'm not blown away from it. Like I would expect a lot more for that price point, but it's pretty. The Bronze Cheek Face Glow palette, $93. Look, I don't think it's worth $93. It's beautiful. I'm not denying that. Even with the eyeshadow palette, I'm not denying for a second that they're not beautiful. They're very, very beautiful. But for $93, you know, it's just a bit of a far-fetch. As I said before, I like that the creams have their own kind of compartment. I think that's really good, so the powder dust doesn't go into it. They're more of a dry cream, if that makes sense. They're not very, very creamy. The powders, again, I still believe this would look amazing on deeper skin tones. I think this whole face palette would look amazing on deeper skin tones. Again, just depends if you're gonna want to drop the $93. Then again, those of us that don't have that beautiful dark skin tone, then that's fine. Like we can use that as a shadow, like an eyeshadow, or you know, do what I did, just put a little bit on there to make your cheeks glow and bronzy. But again, are you going to spend $93 for that? That's the issue. I wouldn't recommend for $93. Anyways, that is a review. I hope you guys like the makeup I did with it. If you guys enjoyed this, thumbs it up, comment. I'd love to know your opinion. Subscribe if you like. And that's it. That's it for me till next time. Thank you so much. Bye.